To start with, it's a short self-introduction of my company, ZTE Corporation. We provide telco operator grade devices, equipment, and total solutions. We have set up local offices worldwide for our customers for the assistance and services. And for me, I work in ZTE for 16 years for the marketing activities, and now I'm more focused on the open source and partnership with third party. Actually, ZTE has shared the same understanding that open source platform is one of the key crucial development trends for the broadband CPE for the near future. So that's why we have devoted ourselves massively in this direction, prpl particularly. Currently, we have a couple of projects ongoing in parallel and close to the commercial stage. But today, I'm not going to detailing any project level or technical level stuff about the project we have been engaged in. Actually, I want to share some ideas and visions of ZTE on the ecosystem construction for the prpl. Actually, I also share some activities that ZTE has been doing on this direction. So as you can see in the title, we already point out that our idea is that we should combine the prpl with the artificial intelligence. We're trying to find an interconnection between these two, and so as for a win-win strategy. I'm going to do in why, what, and how thread to illustrate where these ideas comes from and where we expect it will lead us to. So first is why artificial intelligence? Because artificial intelligence is the technology that can bring real revolutionary changes to humankind and to our world. And actually, when we look back into the AI development history within the 21st century, we have seen three major milestones of fast growing. First is started from 2017 and reached the peak in around 19 and 20. This is driven by the hardware, the AI chips. Then we experienced the stabling period till 2022, a period we call it somehow negative expression as limited meaningful changes. There is no anything inspiring happens. And then we experienced the second sharp increase period. This is led to the large model, especially the natural language large model. Due to this, we have seen a double pace increase on the generative AI, the AIGC. Then another 12 months of stabling period. And then when times come to May this year, 2024, we see the formal release of the GPT-4 Omni, the first multi-mode well-trained big model. And we see the dramatic increase of the, the subscriber usage activation. We cannot say that it's already we are welcoming the third wave of faster growth of AI, but its behavior already tells us something. It's when we look back at these three milestones stage, we start from hardware and large model. We call it software, and then utilization of multimode. So how familiar is this path forward, right? We have experienced much more cases before in telco and high technology. So it's about the time for the AI monetization. Time is already about come. And the second reason is that according to the large model vendors, about 50% of the income is come from the 2C market. Taking OpenAI, for example, 56% of its large model business income is from the 2C market, the end customer's subscription fee. And 12% come from the API, and the rest comes from the 2B market. So 2C market is still deemed as a major portion of the AI income comes from. And the third is that since mid this year, 2024, we have seen a unified market strategy of large model vendors to do a price cut down. This is, of course, because that for the market, we don't need that much equivalent large model, especially the natural language large model. So it's an activity of convergence. But on the other hand, the price cut down, especially the inference engine price cut down, has stimulated the end customers' market for AI services, especially for the end customers and the small application providers. Then how we step into the AI market, which direction? Compared to the cloud AI, we ZTE selected the edge AI because also cloud AI has some inherited advantages. For example, the cloud platform will always be the first to be there, and it's very convenient to use. You just click on the AI phones and you get the result you want. But on the other hand, compared to the cloud, the edge AI has some advantages that perfectly fit for the business we have been engaged in. The first is the better time latency. For edge AI, it's like microsecond against the millisecond of cloud. And the second is the bandwidth leverage. For example, in 2021, about 10% of the deep learning data processing are done locally on the end or on the edge, but it's estimated to be expanded to 50 or 55% in 2025, 2026. So that's a great save of the bandwidth resources, especially for the operators. And the third one is important is that the privacy, personal privacy protection. For the edge AI, the sensitive personal data will be kept always within the edge scope, not going to be transferred to the cloud. So effectively avoid the risk of sensitive personal data leakage. The fourth one is, we think the most important is that for cloud AI, it's already somehow confirmative that the AI smartphone vendors and the large model vendors will occupy the two ends, the entrance of the traffic. So not much left for the operators, for the OEM vendors, let's say for the players of the purple cycle. But it's quite different for the edge AI scenario. We can do some re-control of the edge AI traffic entrance to some extent, at least. After settling the why part, let's go to what service we should step into the edge AI. So from ZTE perspective, what we are doing now is that we selected the IoT services for the smart home domain as the breaching point. Based on three considerations. First is that IoT devices has a huge market that nobody should neglect. It is estimated that the IoT devices will reach a delivery volume of 41.6 billion pieces in 2025, 2026, 6 times bigger than the smartphone shipment. Second is that the latest, especially the new generation of IoT devices has already integrated the computing power, processing capability in the devices itself. For example, like the smartwatch, the smart lock, the smart IP cameras, etc. So the processing capability, the computing power is not that big. Generally, half tops, maybe 1 to 2 tops. This is not big, but it's already a crucial amendment for the distributed parallelism of edge AI network. So a lot of data can be processed by these devices safely. The third one is that we see the multi-mode agent will become the truly entrance for the future smart home. If it's turned to be true that we will need a variety of IoT devices to provide more services to the providers. This is what we understand. And then after talking so much about AI, maybe you can ask what is the connection and the relationship between AI and purple? Well, the answer is actively pretty simple. Taking ZTE, for example, when we introduced the IoT services, every single IoT devices we added into the edge AI network, that means a function, new function and new services to be added in the edge AI gateway. And it's dynamically. The service, the functions, and even we keep the large model unchanged, we still need the fine-tuning of the model to fit for different downstream missions. This has to be done dynamically. But if we do this in a traditional way, in a traditional gateway mechanism, we spend a couple of months for the requirement evaluation, a couple of months for the coding, and a couple of months for the validation. It just kills the business. It's never going to work. So that is why we need purple, the LCM philosophy, mostly for the artificial intelligence era, more than before. The last part is the how impact. Actually, this slide looks familiar, right? I copied it directly from Wallen. So in this slide, I just want to share some ideas that we see how impact when the AI introduced into the purple ecosystem will have the adjustment for the existing purple cycle players. Operators, of course, operators, when we control the traffic entrance, they can spend more time and energy to figure out what kind of new services to be provided. And for the system integrator and the application vendor, maybe besides its current work scope, the most important thing to change is that they have to think about more on the large model they select for the service, and also the fine-tuning of the large model to the inference engine to be loaded on the gateway. And for the hardware, OEM manufacturers like ZTE, the thing we have to focus on is that we should think about how to construct the edge AI network, especially for the home network domain. And we have to think about how the specification of the edge AI gateway should be, the IoT devices should be, what should be the computing power, and what should be the storage capability to bear all the services. And the last is the silicon vendor perspective. For AI chip, what we see could be the most challenging point is that if we consider multi-mode agent will be the future way, it's quite different from what the AI chip doing now for the large language model, because multi-mode has a special requirement for the high throughput. It's totally different from the natural language large model, because the LLM requires the low latency as the first priority, but for multi-mode, high throughput is a thing that's beyond everything else. So as you can see that we have the application layer impact from the operator, and the software architecture layer from the application vendor, and the hardware impact from the OEM manufacturer, and the bottom silicon vendors impact. So it's from upside to the down bottom. So that means we need the joint effort of all the participants of the existing purple cycle players, a joint effort to turn this direction into reality. Then a short summarize is that as ZTE what we are doing now is we are doing some kind of a trial to verify the accuracy of our idea. We have released the AI gateway, we have introduced the IoT devices, and we have provided some kind of very primitive multi-mode applications to the home domain. And we want to just to verify if this way we selected are correct or not. If not, how and where should we adjust the direction? And then we should follow. Of course, we are welcome to all the members of the prpl cycle to join us, not from the perspective of competition, but also from the perspective of a joint effort to push the ecosystem completion in an accelerated way. Yeah, that's, thank you.